for really we are inextricably bound to each other. We cannot get away from each other. For there is no lawyer, no matter how great he or she may be, that can escape identity with their people. So we must remember that since no one person can rise above the condition of his or her people, then it behooves us to work to lift our people from the wretched, pitiable, and pitiful condition that our people are in. You came from the community. Therefore, it should be a very easy thing to interact with the community and be bound to that community in the struggle for justice. Now, to challenge us tonight, because without law, we don't have the basis or construct of a society. Without law, man becomes beast. Without law that is rooted in truth and the eternal principles upon which the universe is founded, there can be no justice. So law is a fundamental, precious foundation upon which the universe and all things are based. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the first law of the universe is motion. If there is no motion, there is no time. So before you can do anything, you must put a thing that you wish to do in motion. He said the second law of the universe after motion is order. Whatever you bring into existence and put into motion, you must bring it into order, regulating its affair by means of law. The universe is a regulated thing. It is obedient to law. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that there is nothing in the universe perfectly round. So the planets are oblong. All fruits that are supposedly round are not quite circular, they're oblong. Your head takes the shape of the planet. It's not round, it's oblong. And because of the shape of it, when you put it in motion, there is a wobble, a natural wobble in the motion. Now, since there is a natural wobble in the motion of things, the only way you lengthen the life of the thing that you have put into motion is to decrease friction by means of that thing's obedience to law. For when friction is great, then friction interferes with motion, and the cessation of motion brings an end to the life of that thing. All right. Now, this NBA has been set into motion. Somebody has to bring it to order. And in order to bring it to order, there must be rules and laws that each of us who belong to the NBA must willingly submit ourselves to, obey or comply with, to lessen friction. for the greater the friction, we begin to interfere with motion. Or you tear up order first. And when you tear up order, you impede motion. Therefore, the death of the organism is on its way. There's something about law that is of a divine origin, that only under law are two things that are not equal in size, appearance, or in function. Only under law can those two things be made equal. Now, what am I saying? I have a pen. May I borrow this, sir? This pen is black, and this is too. But one writes and one is written on. They are not equal in size or in weight, right? The Constitution says that God, or I think it's the Declaration of Independence, that God created what? All men equal. Wrong. Wrong. God created all men equally. Not equal. Now you all that study language, that's the way we win cases. I'm going to make my case tonight. Now, there is a difference between equally and equal. All men are created equal. Now here you have the verb to be, which cannot take an object. So what you have is a predicate adjective or a predicate nominative that is equal to what is on the other side. The verb to be is like an equal sign. What is on this side equals what is on that side. God created all men equal. Equally is an adverb, I think. Now, what is the difference? If God created all men equal, we wouldn't have to look at the Olympics, because all swimmers would come in at the same time. And Brother Johnson would just have to settle for equal. But there is no such thing as equality in the universe. Listen now. From the tiniest insect to the far planets, they are not equal in size, in weight, in function. But what makes them all equal is law. These things are not equal, but if I drop them into a law. And that law rendered things unequal equal. That is how important law is. For without law that is administered properly, you get no equality and no justice in the society. A white fellow a few weeks ago, and he was so powerful, so rich, and he let me know from the very beginning of our conversation how powerful he was, that I couldn't get around him. And I waited, and then I said, "Sir," I said, "no matter how rich and powerful you are, when it's time for you to leave here, neither your riches nor your power can keep you here 1 second beyond time. So really, how powerful are you? You, family, you must understand that in this world, you were not educated to think beyond the construct of your education." So we coined a phrase: he who gives you the diameter of your knowledge prescribes the circumference of your activity. So if white folk give you the diameter of your knowledge, then they know exactly what you can do, what you can't do. And you usually function within that prescribed limit, limited by the law governing your profession, limited. And sometimes those limits are frightening because they're not just.